Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the summary of the 37th chapter of Noli Me Tangere by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled His Excellency. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. When the Captain General arrived in town, he immediately asked to see Ibara to speak with him. Before talking to the witnesses of the argument between Padre Damaso and Ibara, the Captain General first spoke with a young man from Manila who was insisting on entering his office. The General spoke with him, and afterward the young man left the room smiling. This showed the fairness and good nature of the Captain General. Next, the General spoke with the friars, including Padre Salvi, Padre Sibila, and Padre Martin. Although they showed respect to the General, Padre Salvi tried to remind him of Ibara's excommunication, but the General ignored him. Captain Tiago and Maria Clara also paid their respects to the General, who praised Maria Clara for her bravery and influence in stopping Ibara from becoming too angry with Padre Damaso. The General wanted to reward her for her actions, but she declined. When Ibara arrived, the General temporarily stopped talking to Maria Clara. The General greeted Ibara and praised him for defending his father's memory. He promised to speak with the Archbishop to lift Ibara's excommunication. During their conversation, the General was impressed by Ibara's intelligence and suggested that he move to Spain. However, Ibara expressed his love for the Philippines and his desire to stay in his homeland. After their conversation, the General instructed Ibara to visit Maria Clara and asked him to call for Captain Tiago. The General also told the mayor to protect Ibara so he could carry out his plans. Finally, the General praised Captain Tiago for having a good daughter and future son-in-law, and even offered to be the godfather at the wedding of Ibara and Maria Clara. Meanwhile, Ibara went to see Maria Clara, but Sinang met him and told him to just write down what he wanted to say because they were about to leave for the theater. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. Upon arriving in town, the Captain General immediately asked to see Ibara and first spoke with a young man from Manila before talking to the witnesses of the argument between Padre Damaso and Ibara. The General spoke with the friars, including Padre Salvi, Padre Sibila, and Padre Martin. Padre Salvi tried to remind the General of Ibara's excommunication, but the General ignored him. Captain Tiago and Maria Clara paid their respects to the General, who praised Maria Clara for her bravery and influence in stopping Ibara from getting too angry with Padre Damaso. The General greeted Ibara and praised him for defending his father's memory. He promised to speak with the Archbishop to lift Ibara's excommunication and suggested that Ibara move to Spain, but Ibara expressed his desire to stay in the Philippines. After their conversation, the General instructed Ibara to visit Maria Clara, call for Captain Tiago, and ordered the mayor to protect Ibara. The General also expressed his desire to be the godfather at the wedding of Ibara and Maria Clara. Important characters. Captain General, the highest-ranking government official in the Philippines. He was fair and cared for the Filipinos, which is why he helped Ibara despite the church's excommunication. He also admired Ibara's bravery and intelligence. Crisostomo Ibara, the main character of the novel. In this chapter, he was praised by the Captain General for defending his father's memory. He also showed his love for his homeland, despite the General's offer to move to Spain. Padre Salvi, a friar who strongly disliked Ibara. In this chapter, he tried to remind the Captain General of Ibara's excommunication, but the General ignored him. He bent almost in half to show respect to the Captain General. Padre Sibila, a friar who accompanied Padre Salvi to meet the Captain General. He also showed respect to the General, but behaved differently from Padre Salvi. Padre Martin, another friar who met with the Captain General. Like the other friars, he showed respect to the General. Captain Tiago, Maria Clara's father, and one of the main characters in the novel. In this chapter, the Captain General praised him for having a good daughter and future son-in-law and offered to be the godfather at their wedding. Maria Clara, Ibara's lover. The Captain General praised her for her bravery in stopping the fight between Ibara and Padre Damaso. Although the General offered her a reward, she declined. Sinang, Maria Clara's friend who told Ibara to just write down what he wanted to say because they were about to leave for the theater. Mayor, a local official ordered by the Captain General to protect Ibara. Young man from Manila, the first person the general spoke with before talking to the witnesses of the argument between Padre Damaso and Ibara. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The story took place in the Captain General's room, where the conversations occurred. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. This chapter shows the goodness and fairness of a leader, like the Captain General, who knows how to give someone a chance even when they face great challenges. The chapter also highlights the importance of integrity and principles, as shown by Ibara, who chose to stay in the Philippines and fight for his goals rather than follow the advice to leave the country. The chapter also shows the kindness of Maria Clara, who, despite facing challenges, continues to care for her lover. The Captain General's support for Ibara is a reminder that those in power should provide protection and support to people with good intentions for the country. Despite the obstacles Ibara faces, the chapter inspires hope that there are people willing to help and support those in need, especially those with good intentions. And that concludes the 37th chapter of Noli Me Tangere, titled His Excellency. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.